this is the beginner tutorial for bridge. We will select the bastion type as bridge, spawn point set to chalice, terrain will be disabled for now, and the rest of the settings should be fine. For the bastion settings, we will select left rampart as a triple and right rampart as a triple as well. We will start with double triple. For the hotbar, we get our tools and our food, and I would say maybe like half a stack of blocks. You honestly need a lot less than that for the beginner routes, but sometimes you want some extra blocks for safety. So instead of actually doing the routes myself, I'm going to show you recordings of Dougal doing the routes. Because he has helped us out by recording them, and I'm going to voice over them. He actually did most of the bridge tutorial, and we kind of talked about what routes would be good for a beginner to learn. So what you want to do when you start the route is we want to build up to the chalice, and once we build up these 2 blocks, we become safe from piglins up here. And we're just going to mine every single gold block on this chalice. So we mine all of them except actually we are going to leave 1 gold block. And then we're going to craft our gold armor and then mine the 1 gold block as the last block. And so we have 1 gold block on our bar, we have the rest gold ingots, and then we have gold helmet. If there's any piglins running at you like this, it's nice to throw some gold on them. Sometimes you need 1 gold, sometimes you need a few gold. Just to distract them while you're finishing mining the chalice. That is generally your best option. So what we're gonna do with beginner bridge is the flow is pretty much always the same. It doesn't matter if it's exposed, doesn't matter if it's enclosed. We're just simplifying the route so it's like easy to understand, I guess. So we're gonna run over here, and then we're gonna see him run to the right and jump up here. And so you have to get used to this movement, but we're gonna run over here to the right and jump up to this right shoulder, and that's just the fastest way to mine into this right shoulder. And so we're gonna see him go in here, and then as we come around here, we notice this is a triple, and so we can play this triple. So playing this triple starts with first building a bridge here, and we have this bridge that connects the shoulder with the triple, and then we're going to place this 1 block. This is just helpful for piglin pathing, and then we're going to just make our hole in this conveniently placed hole right here, and we have to just mine 1 block in the bottom of it so that we can actually make it into a 2x1, and then we will aggro by mining this gold block, and this will aggro all of the piglins around us, and we are going to drop a bunch of gold into this pit to get them in the pit. So mine that, and then drop. And so we just get all these pigs to path in, and then as soon as they're in, we run down here, and we actually can let these piglins up here. So this piglin down here is stuck. This piglin is just being silly. But this piglin actually is stuck down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to mine this basalt, and that actually makes a staircase for the piglin down here. So we mine this basalt from up here, and then we place 1 block in the corner there, and then 2 blocks here. And this kind of creates a staircase for them that also has like a little gap between the piglin pit, because sometimes if the piglin's a block lower, if it was standing here where he placed the dirt, then it would get stuck. So we place these 2 dirt blocks as well here, and then we can back up and we just start dropping gold, and the piglins will path in. So we loot these chests, and then we head to the other side. And so that jump actually seems pretty difficult, but in reality, it's not too bad once you understand how the lineup works. So basically, to understand this jump, we actually run up into this block right here to stop all of our momentum, because if we have too much momentum, we'll just fully run off. So we stop our momentum like by hitting that block, and then we jump up here and we run off in between like these 2 blocks here where my mouse is moving. And when you run off like that, we kind of run off, I mean, I guess you don't really have to run off in between those two blocks. You just kind of have to run off of this block. For some reason I thought it was different, but you just kind of have to run off like this side over here. And as you run off, once you are falling, then you hold space. And when you're holding space, that will mean as soon as you touch the ground, you will instantly jump. And the way that the lineup of the blocks works means that you jump right at the end of the other block and you just perfectly can make it across that 4 block gap. It's actually not too bad. So just, it's kind of one of those things you just kind of learn, and you can just do it every time now. And then we're going to run over here and loot this other triple. And so yeah, we're gonna loot this and then safely loot that, and then we're gonna run back, and you don't have to do all of this movement, but yeah, once we get back to our piglin pit, we are going to gravel them and toss the gold into the corner, and then we could stand above them, or we could go to the other corner to grab their trades, but that's pretty much it for the route. For right triple, I'm just gonna mention this because even though it's not that important, it's just like good to kind of know. You'll notice it's just pretty much the same exact route for right triple, but the only difference here is he's gonna go through, do all of the exact same movements again. Oh, there wasn't any lower pigs there, so we just decided to skip mining the bottom basalt, and he lets those pigs out. And then we're gonna run over. Yeah, this is the only different part of this route. It's good to mention though. We're gonna run over here and jump across, and then when we're over here, this is just going to be a single chest. So we're just gonna have less loot in general, and that's kind of just how he loots the single chest, I guess. So that's the single chest, and then we're going to do left triple. So we're going to mine this chalice, and we're gonna start off the same as all of the other routes. So we can see it's a left triple and a right single, but we're just gonna go through here, and what he does here is really good to do, but basically if the hoglins are here on the bridge, you might already like be struggling with them in practice. The best thing you can do to deal with them is to just drop a lava bucket on them. If you drop a lava bucket on them, obviously they'll just die and be kind of stun locked. And as long as you get kind of good at lava bucketing the hoglins, then you can continue to do your part of the route that is like safer. So we're gonna run over to the right shoulder here, and he picks up a new lava bucket, and we see that, okay, that's single. So what's our next course of action? If that was triple, we just play it, but since it's single, we don't want to play it. So we're gonna mine through here, and then this is kind of dangerous, but as long as we get comfortable enough with the route, it's definitely not too tough. We're going to mine this gold block here, and he places a block that's just for piglin pathing, and then we're going to do this 4-block jump that was taught earlier, and then place these 2 blocks first, and then place those 4 blocks next. And we're going to create a bridge for the piglins to follow us from the right shoulder to the left triple. If this is really dangerous for you, it's okay to just run over to the left triple and play the left triple, but it's really, really nice to get these extra 5 or so piglins that you will get from the right shoulder. So we will jump across like this and build a bridge for them. And then once we're over here, we're gonna drop a piece of gold and use this already pre-made piglin pit similar to what's on the right triple. And we're going to aggro the pigs and drop all this gold in the pit. And we can see this is actually really great route. We got 11 piglins. And we actually let this piglin up as well, the same way that you let the other piglins up. And wow, even another piglin fell from above. So 13 piglins on this route, so it's like actually really good. It's just slightly risky. You need to just be careful with like kind of this bridging part of it. If you ever are having issues, just throw gold. That's the best advice I can give, is just throw some extra gold around and distract the piglins that are shooting you or that are trying to attack you. But you should be able to get good enough to aggro and then cross and then build a bridge like this. I would say this is the most mechanically intensive beginner route. Maybe treasure is up there as well. But yeah, so Duel's just going to come over to this side and loot that chest, and then we're going to come back, and then we can just run across our bridge and come back to our piglin pit and grab our trades. And that's it for the left triple. If we have double single, let's see here, double single, this is like kind of annoying, I guess, because that means we don't have any opportunity to play a triple, and triples are our favorite things on bridge. So we're going to run over to the right over here like we always do, and then we're going to go over here, and we see that it's a single, so we are going to do this left triple route. But once we're over here on the other side, we will realize that this is a single, so we have like way less piglins. But we're going to play it anyway by going up here and mining these 2 blocks, and that creates a piglin pit, of course, here, and then we are going to drop a bunch of gold into the pit and get all the piglins in, and once we get them all in, then we can let these pigs up from this side here, and yeah, so it's a pretty low piglin route, but it's kind of the best we will be able to get on double single. Sometimes those pigs get stuck there, and it's kind of annoying to get them. It doesn't really work with the flow to grab them, so you're kind of just gonna have to accept that they're there, and if you really wanted to try to grab them, you could build like some extra pieces for them, but hopefully they just don't fall there. And then buried no info. This is just kind of like for understanding, like we don't have any info right now, but the flow is the exact same as on exposed. So we're going to go over here, and he does the flint and steel tech to negate Hoglin damage. That's pretty tough to time, so I'd just recommend using a lava bucket, but here, wait. Yeah, okay, so we run over here, and instead he uses the lava bucket here. I think he reset because he was like, beginners probably aren't going to do that. But then we are going to use the lava bucket to kill the Hoglin, and then run over here to the right as we normally do, and I'm just gonna show how on buried, even though you don't have the info, the flow is the same. So we go over here and we open up this wall, and if we open up this wall and it's a triple, then we can just mine 2 more blocks and continue to play this triple. But we mine these 2 blocks and we notice that this is a single. So we're going to go play the triple, and as we can see, the flow is the exact same. And we mine and we run over here, and then if this was a triple, then we would play the triple and we play it the exact same. But unfortunately, we can see this netherrack here is blocking off over here, and that just means that this is a single. On triple, it would be open here. So what we're going to do is double single. Buried sucks, but this is the best thing that we can do here, is we're going to mine these 2 blocks next to the stairs here, and all the piglins will kind of path in there, and we kind of created a auto funnel for ourselves, so we're going to let the piglins path in while we mine to the chest. And so basically what he does to mine to this chest is runs around to this side, and then at this opening, we're just gonna make a strip mine. And we're gonna strip mine through, and then we're going to, yeah, I mean, you got 6 pigs. We're gonna head back and loot the single, so we can just go over here and mine these 4 blocks and then boat through, and then loot the single, and then yeah, break our boat and go back. So yeah, that's kind of the flow for double single. If it was buried right triple, then like by mining those 2 blocks, you can check for right triple, and then if it was left triple, then these blocks would already be gone, so you'd be able to play the left triple. But if it's double single, this is what you have to resort to. So that's pretty much all of the routes for beginner bridge. I would say like uh you want to try to prioritize your safety. At Chalice, there can be some problems with piglins. Definitely throw a lot of gold around. And as for like the movements and the block placements, like when Dougal does it, he obviously makes it look really easy, but you are probably going to have to put a decent amount of practice into, making sure you know how to hit that jump, making sure you know how to quickly place the bridge. And yeah, so hopefully it's not too much, but this is probably the best flow for beginner bridge in terms of learning. The more advanced bridge routes are a bit faster, but like obviously you need a bit more info, and they're a bit more dangerous with hoglins. So this tends to avoid hoglins pretty well. You only usually have to deal with one, and you can just lava bucket that one. So yeah, this is beginner bridge route, and that should be everything.